met on the 4th of July in 2014. We were at both our god sisters' Sweet 16.
So I don't really remember the first time I met Katie. I've always known about her. We had like baby pictures since we were young. We went to like the zoo a couple times as families. But the first time I met her, I guess, seriously was at our cousin's quinceañera.
And we were kind of like the partners together. So, but I wasn't there to get ready. So he had to kind of like run it through what to do.
She was my partner, and I remember going up to introduce myself for the first time, and I could tell already like she got kind of nervous. So right there I already knew that she was kind of into me, so I was kind of happy about that.
And it was pretty fun because the whole ceremony was in Spanish, but I don't speak very good Spanish, so he was just talking and talking and talking and asking me questions and just asking me about my summer, asking me about school, and I kind of felt like we were being rude just because we were talking the whole time during the party or the church part.
It was actually right after my birthday. I just turned 17 that day, so that was on July 4th. From then on, we hit it off pretty well. I ended up getting her Snapchat that night, and we were talking the whole time after that. Sooner, like one thing led to the next, and I remember calling her dad. That was like one of the worst, most scariest phone calls ever, but I got through it. And I remember going on our first date. We went to go catch a movie, and we went to a restaurant. We went with my sister and her sister at the time, and I remember going to the restaurant and having to pay, and remembering that I forgot my wallet. So I remember her sister had to pay for that one, but that was a great memory that we shared for our first date.
And then we just kept talking. We went on dates, and then my 18th birthday we went to Disneyland, and there's when he asked me to be his girlfriend. He took me to the wishing well, the Snow White wishing well, and he had me flip a coin and make a wish, and then he brought out a teddy bear that asked me to be his girlfriend, and so that was when I became his girlfriend, 2 days before my 18th birthday.
Ever since then, we've been dating for about 3 years now, and it's been going good so far. One thing that I love about Katie dearly is that the way I can explain it is all my faults and all the areas that I lack, I feel like those are her strengths, and with that she completes me and makes me better, makes us better together.
He's confident in whatever he does, and I think that's a really great trait to have that he's just always had. He's very passionate about every subject, whether it be about finances or school or Jesus, like whatever he wants to talk about, he's going to be very passionate about it, and he's very strong in his beliefs, and I feel like that's also a very good thing to have.
And I remember the day I had to go ask her dad for her hand in marriage. It ended up being exactly 3 years later from the day we met on July 4th, 2016. And I still remember when the meeting was being set up, I was super nervous, I was shaking the whole time, I was sweating. And I think everybody else was too, her dad and my dad too. So it was another great memory that I cherish.
So we were going to Disneyland, we were taking Fabian just for fun, just to go, because we just always go. And we decided to take my grandparents because they hadn't been there in years, so it was nothing out of the ordinary to go. So we just went, but we get there and I'm taking pictures of my parents, and all of a sudden they just hand me this envelope, and I open it and it has like this little rhyming passage and a picture, and that's when it kind of hit me like, oh my gosh, this is when it's happening. And so then it took me to another place in Disneyland where his parents met me. They were waiting for me at the Walt Disney and Mickey castle, not castle, the statue. And there they handed me another envelope with another clue and another picture frame. And that led me to the castle where all of our grandparents, my grandma, and both his grandparents met me and gave me my third envelope, my third clue, and my third frame. And that led me to the wishing well where he asked me to be his girlfriend, and that's where my siblings were. And they handed me the last envelope with the last little saying and an empty picture frame. And in all the picture frames, it had someone holding Will, then you, Mary, and the last one was empty. And so here he comes walking with Mary, and then he got down on one knee and just...
And I remember getting down on my knee, and I couldn't even really spit out any words because I was kind of emotional about it. And I just love her so much that I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I ended up proposing to her at the same wishing well where I asked her to be my girlfriend.
That's where we both he became my boyfriend, he became my fiance. I think it was an unbelievable feeling, like, oh, this is actually happening. He's actually doing it. Like, it was just such a magical moment. Like, Disneyland's already magical, and he just made it a little bit more magical for that day. My feelings were like on steroids. I was just extra happy and just extra excited for that trip to Disneyland.
Waking up and knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living with you. I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love. This freedom's untainted with you. No moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. This is living now. This is living now.